take a look beyond your own paradigm. And it's really part of a growth mindset. And everyone we work with, they reject complacency and they really embrace the concept of continuous improvement. Because even once you in marketing, once you've built something and you start it and it's working, and yeah, you go, okay, yeah, wow, yes. But then it's like, okay, now what's going on in the market? What's happening with trends? Where are we going to need to, tweak or refine? How can we build onto this and make it even better? So it that's one of the most exciting things. It never stops.
Welcome to Future Driven. I'm Adam Kopp, and on this podcast, I talk with entrepreneurs and industry professionals about the challenges and the wins in their business. See the vision, drive the future. Okay, welcome to Future Driven episode 19 with Lynn Whitbeck. Lynn, thank you so much for joining me today.
Adam, I am really excited to be here and just hopefully share some information that's going to be helpful.
Yeah, so we connected because somebody on your team reached out to me. I did a podcast on one of your podcasts, and so wanted to just return the favor, get to know you a little bit more, and find out a little bit about the companies that you run. So let's dive right into it. So you've got two companies, Future Forward Sales, as well as Petite to Queen. So I guess give us a quick on that, if you would, and then I'd like to talk a little bit about your background. So what are those companies and what are they doing today?
Well, they both do essentially the same thing in the sense of we help the world by providing leadership and sales training to achieve more faster. And Petite Queen is really focused on really encouraging women to pursue a career in sales or sales training, because it's leadership training, and that's going to give you a significant career boost. Future Forward Sales is where we provide strategic development programs for small to medium-sized businesses. And then we also do provide sales training programs for those businesses as well. And it's just, sort of sales is my passion. It's just my core value to be of service and to help others. And I'm really excited to be able to do this.
Okay, great. So what makes you, give us your background on what makes you an expert in sales? Like how did you get there? You can give us the abbreviated version, but what has your career been like, leading up to launching those companies, and how long ago did you launch those companies, may I ask?
Yeah. So we started Petite to Queen, which is the parent company, in 2016. And so we've just been hard at it. And last year, with what was going on with COVID and really where our core business was with the B2B, with our customers. That's been my background. And
Nice.
So we decided to put a website and really, give that it's a home for those customers. And, and that's when we started the second podcast, Future Forward Sales, that thank you so much for being a guest on.
Absolutely.
But I just fell into sales, to be really honest. After I got out of graduate school, I was just sort of like mentally exhausted. I had started work to earn some money. And the company was a small organization, and I saw an opportunity to go into sales, and I asked the owners to give me that chance. And so I did that at the end of March. And at the end of that first year, I had outsold one of the partners. And the second year, I outsold the senior partner, never looked back. It was, for me, sales was a really great fit because, as I said, my core value is to be of service and to help others. And while it wasn't the Peace Corps, if I could take one thing off someone's plate so that they didn't have to think about it again, it was just, they knew it was handled. I was making them, it was making it better for them. All right. Yeah. And then I was helping the organization. And as I just expanded my sales, I got into bigger and bigger deals, eventually climbing the corporate ladder, being an executive, being flown all over the world to close multi-million-dollar deals. And, that's my experience. And it's because, sales truly is my passion, and it gave me those opportunities to be in leadership positions.
So then you're bundling all that experience and delivering it to small to medium size business owners as well through your
Yeah,
courses.
absolutely. Because so many times when businesses, there's the founder magic and they've started their business and they've sort of made it up as they go, but they actually haven't put that investment in to looking at their actual sales strategy process, going through every aspect of it. And that takes them to that next level. And the level beyond and the level beyond. And so that's what we help them do, is really to drive out, really analyze all of those processes and understand, the big challenge that they individually have. This is not a cookie cutter. This is your own special recipe, and then just putting all the ingredients in so that we can create something really special and wonderful for them to grow their business.
So when you start to interact with a new client and you start to assess kind of where they are, how do you combat a situation when a organization is not ready for more sales? Like, what do you do in that situation? Do you kind of tell them, hey, you need to go figure that out because I'm going to double or triple your revenue? Like what is how do you combat that situation?
Yeah, but there's also things that they can work on right now to refine their processes. And there may be things that are going on that are negatively impacting that their ability to add more sales to the mix. Normally, so just a little bit more background, I was COO of two different startups. So I have that operations background, a lot of production background as well. And so we really start to look at the processes that are involved, because there are things that need to be done, and there could be something going on with customer retention, with customer satisfaction, that's causing a lot of churn and strife, that's negatively impacting their business, and that's keeping them. That is the challenge. That becomes the challenge to wrap their sales strategy around, so that we can overcome, because sales strategy at its core, or any strategy, is identifying the big challenge. What's the diagnosis, what's going to be the guiding principles, and then what are those core objectives so that we can overcome the challenge and achieve the sales or the strategy.
Okay. So give us a little bit of a sneak peek, if you would, into your course or your methodology, and tell us, like, what's your secret sauce into helping people combat sales? Because that's a challenging task for many people. They're, like you said, the founders, not sure what the words were, but the owner is so invested on the execution of the business, and that, marketing in my case might be something that they're weak in, or in your case, sales. What is it? What's that secret sauce that you're bringing to the table that kind of your strategy then works for everybody, to help them figure out what they need to do?
Yeah. So the methodology, and to your point, sales and marketing really need to be in lockstep. From my perspective, marketing supports sales. So and the organization, but sure. The word I'd use is founder magic, or the owners, they normally have started the sales. They've got everything going, because if you don't sell anything, you're not in business. So, right. But the methodology is really to map the customer journey. So that's not only just where you're at right now, but where are those critical gaps? Where are potential opportunities within those? And where are things that automation could be applied more effectively? And yet, throughout that, you still want to be very focused on your customer why and building the rapport. And that's one-on-one. That's tapping into human biology, and ultimately that's the psychology of sales. Within a B2B world and B2C, it's about making those genuine connections with your customers, really putting out that worthy intent to bring them in, so that you can, expand your network, expand your business, and generate more revenue.
Yeah. And you're right. Marketing is a step of sales, And we do the same thing. We take people through their customer journey, and I assume that your part is not only taking them to the sale, but through the sale, past the sale, into retention, and so you start to create this full circle effect for your clients, which is great.
Yeah.
Do you work
Absolutely.
do you work with specific to B2B clients or B2C? Do you have a niche within the SMB world for sales?
Yeah, I work most effectively in B2B. I've done some B2C work, and sometimes I can help customers break out of the paradigm they're in because I do come at it from a different angle and I can be of service in that way. But B2B is really my world. Big relationship sales, whether you're putting in, a Kanban system for all of the manufacturing plants of a client and, making that sale I work in the aviation, the space, manufacturing, biotech. I also work with consultants who are, smaller businesses, but that they have a unique product or service that they're offering to their clients.
Oh, that's great. No, that's really great. So, so you have a course, right? That you
No,
offer?
yeah, no, everything we do is one-on-one with
Okay.
our clients team. It's virtual. So it's really important that we get everyone at the table. We bring the client sales team in, the management, the marketing team, certainly in some of the core sessions. I mean, that's very critical.
Yep.
And then we work through that progress all the way through. And it is that turnkey solution, because once you close a sale, that's just the beginning. That's the beginning of a whole new world. There is so much you can do with account penetration and expansion and, turning that customer into a champion for referrals and testimonials. More than that, really understanding their role to also protect the business that it took you sometimes years to acquire. Some B2B sales, it's not uncommon for that sales cycle from the start to the close to be, 1 to 3 years.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Being in B2B myself. So let's talk a little bit about where you plan to go in the future. So you've gone through this career, you've got these companies now. Where do you anticipate moving forward? Like what's the vision for you on how you want to do it? Do you build a larger team, reach more people? Kind of what would be your ideal future?
Yeah, well, my ideal future would be to be able to bring additional sales trainers in so that we could expand our business, just like anyone. But I want it to be, that continue to be that truly concierge service.
Sure.
And because we get very involved with our customers and what is going on in their world. And then we remain a resource for them. I mean, I had lots of customers contacting me last year in April, like, oh my, what do we do? How do we change our model? We lost 85% of our business in 1 month. And, so it's sometimes having that outside perspective is really what you need to help you take a look beyond your own paradigm. And it's really part of a growth mindset. And everyone we work with, they reject complacency and they really embrace the concept of continuous improvement. Because even once you in marketing, once you've built something and you start it and it's working, and yeah, you go, okay, yeah, wow, yes. But then it's like, okay, now what's going on in the market? What's happening with trends? Where are we going to need to, tweak or refine? How can we build onto this and make it even better? So that's one of the most exciting things. It never stops.
Yeah, no, that's for true. So that's for true. That's for sure. That's for sure. Combined true and for sure. So at the end of what's a cycle like with you for a client? How long do you usually work with them?
Yeah, so our cycles for our core program for the development program are 12 sessions, and we have a very intensive program that we can deliver in a number of different formats. So the full meal deal is they are 6-hour sessions that we do once a month. And the purpose behind that, behind that, I can't talk either today,
Yeah.
is so that they have the opportunity to go through a really big piece of learning, and, process development, talking about ideas, brainstorming, learning, and then, creating the action items that they will then, with their team, execute upon. And then we're still available during that time for that month. So I can do quick strike calls. We can make sure that everything's going well. Then we go on to the next big thing. But what's beautiful about that is that they're building something every month, and they're seeing results every month.
Right.
And it's just like you keep adding bricks to that foundation, and it gets stronger and better and more beautiful.
Is it safe to say that at the end of that 6 month, they'll have like a sales playbook to follow and implement into their business?
Yeah. Well, actually, after the first several months, they have a pretty advanced system. And then we just can keep continuing to build upon it. So absolutely. And of course, we also can provide the program. We have a number of different ways that we deliver it. That's, like I said, that's the full meal deal. We also do it in a more intensive style for customers who really need to make progress right away. And we do the similar program. It's still 12 steps, a 12-step process. Right. But instead, we're doing it every week, but not for 6 hours. It's truncated in a way, but it's more intensive. But for them to then put that process development in, and companies are at different places, and some companies need that. They need to go from 0 to 60. They need that 12-week program, and then they've got some real traction and they're making progress. And then they can, often what happens is then they go, okay, well, now we want to go into the deeper dive. But we needed this to help us get from A to B really quickly.
Okay, cool. No, that's really interesting. And so you've been doing podcasts for a little while now, right? Is that safe to say?
Yeah. No, the Claim Your Career Crown podcast is, I don't even know where we're at now, but we're way into the 100s of our episodes, and we've been running it for almost 4 years.
Okay. And what about future forward sales?
Yeah, Future Forward Sales is new. We started it in December, and thank you again, Adam. I'm so happy to have you as a guest, and I really encourage everyone to tune into your episode. So much value. So that's been shorter term, but I think we're closing in on episode 40 now.
So you got a couple hundred podcasts in total under your belt that you've been working on.
And then I'm a guest. This week I've got 4 different guest spots. So.
Wow. Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, I get asked to be a guest a lot. So people tune in, and they hear something and they go, oh, I want to learn. Can you share with my audience to think like a customer? Can you go over customer recovery? Can you, so it just, and I love to talk.
Well, there you go. There you go. So why don't you, as we kind of wrap up, what's one kind of tidbit that someone can take away to focus in on their sales that they can learn from you?
Yeah. So I do have something that they could do, and that's to go to futureforwardsales.com/sales tips. And on that page, there is a piece of a 4-part masterclass on how to use guest podcasting to grow your business. So for the small businesses, medium businesses out there, being a guest on a podcast allows you to talk directly into someone's ear. Yep. And tell them about your product and services, and make a real connection with people. Because most people listen to podcasts while they're doing solo activities, walking the dog, working out, all kinds of different things. Right. And so commuting, of course. Anyway, it really walks you through the entire process. So we go through both the process of getting onto shows, how to get all that, what to do to get there. And then after you're a guest, how to then promote it and make have a real impact. So it's a two, like I said, it's just 4 easy, little quick masterclass episodes. And we've got a ton of resources on that page as well. And that is a great way to jumpstart your business. And it requires, at this point, honestly, for me to be a guest on a podcast, it's about 3 hours of total work for me and my team.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's for you to be a guest on this podcast or others?
No, in general. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for giving me 3 hours. I really appreciate it. So, Lynn, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was great to dive into the sales side of things, sales and marketing being very much married. If you do the marketing well, the sales just kind of flow in. And it's really good. It's great to be connected with you. I appreciate you coming on my show and vice versa on your show. And you for sure are future driven, and I look forward to staying connected with you and seeing your company grow and all the sales and everything.
And you as well. Thank you so much, Adam.
Awesome. Thanks, Lynn. Have a great rest of your day.